Chief Minister of Punjab, has reached Sidhu Moose Wala's house. Those are the visuals that we are getting to you at this point in time. Remember, this morning, Aam Aadmi Party MLA, who had in fact reached the village, the Moosa village, right where Sidhu Moose Wala was murdered, he faced protests, and locals out there, of course, saying that they will not let the Chief Minister inside the village. And we got reactions from all across the village, locals stating that they will not let Bhagwant Mann inside the village. But what we are seeing and what we believe is that Bhagwant Mann has reached Sidhu Moose Wala's village. Heavy security there deployed, police presence. You can see on your television screens. Locals, of course, also running behind the convoy of the Chief Minister. We believe that Bhagwant Mann would be meeting Moose Wala's family, share their grief, also give them assurance that action would be taken. Remember, the Aam Aadmi Party has come under severe attack by all quarters, by the political fraternity, on why security was withdrawn from the 424 VIPs, because remember, right after the security was withdrawn was Sidhu Moose Wala shot dead. At this point in time, we are seeing visuals from Moosa district where Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann has reached Sidhu Moose Wala's house. He is likely to meet the family. We'll try and get in more shots of him meeting the family. We'll try getting a confirmation really as to who's accompanying him, because just this morning AAP MLA had in fact reached the village, trying to pacify the locals, trying to convince them to meet the Chief Minister, but the locals there being very adamant. They said that they will not let the Chief Minister in until and unless an inquiry is put in place. The Chief Minister, remember, has just taken over 2 months ago, and this is being seen as a big challenge for the Aam Aadmi government just 2 months after they came to power. And these are visuals that you're seeing on your television screens of the Aam Aadmi Party leader Bhagwant Mann, the Chief Minister, trying to enter the family's home. And this is happening just 5 days after Sidhu Moose Wala was murdered in Moosa. Chief Minister Bhagwant Mann trying to meet the family. And the Aam Aadmi Party government, as we mentioned, was slammed for removing security of the VIPs, after which Sidhu Moose Wala was shot dead. Ghazali has been tracking the story very closely for us. He joins us now for more. Ghazali, if you could tell us what's happening.
We'll get to know what are the details later, but Bhagwant Mann has arrived there. He will be sharing condolence with the family there. And since he is arriving for the first time after the killing, so certainly it's going to be a long meeting, because the family has been insisting for a probe by a central monitored agency like CBI or NIA. So maybe the government will have its own say, its own suggestion, because a judicial probe is also demanded, or a probe by a central agency, while Punjab government has already announced an SIT headed by an IG rank officer. So whether the family is convinced with that or they have any new demands, once the meeting gets over, only then we'll get to know that what transpired in that meeting between the Chief Minister as well as the family members.
Right. So the details, of course, will be coming out in a few hours, or perhaps after the meeting ends. But as Ghazali was mentioning, that the family has very clear set of demands. They want a probe by a central agency or a judicial probe. Something whether the government agrees upon or not will only be divulged a little later. But this is a very, very significant meeting taking place just 5 days after the family lost their son. Sidhu Moose Wala was brutally shot dead. The Chief Minister, the head of the state, now wanting to meet the family, to listen to their side of the story, to also share their grief and also give some assurance that yes, the government is behind them. Because remember, the family clearly blaming, especially the mother of Sidhu Moose Wala, stating that it is the Punjab government that's taken away the life of their son, because this happened just a day after security was withdrawn of Sidhu Moose Wala. We'll, of course, be trying to get in more details on what really transpires between the Chief Minister and Moose Wala's family. But it's important to note here that just this morning, AAP MLA had visited the Moosa village. He tried to pacify protesters who absolutely tempers are running high in the village, because they are demanding an inquiry. They are demanding answers, explanations from the government as to why security was withdrawn, why the list of all the VIPs was made public. They clearly blame the Punjab government, and we are of course seeing this as a big challenge for the Aam Aadmi government, which has come to power just 2 months ago. Political fraternity also attacking, taking this as an opportunity to slam the Aam Aadmi Party government. We've also seen protests taking place across the country, the Congress stepping in, the BJP stepping in, and protesting against the AAP government. At this point in time, we're slipping into a very quick break. We'll continue focusing on this story.